everyone, my name is Chloe, and today we're here to do my February in and out. So if you've not seen one of these videos, what I'm going to do is tell you everything that I hauled in the month, as well as everything that I unhauled. And this year, I'm letting you guys be my accountability partners because I want to shrink my physical TBR down. And this month I kind of failed. But let me tell you, I am hauling 8 books and unhauling 9, I think. So it seems like it would have gone down, especially given all the ones I read. However, there is a library book sale haul that is coming probably next week. And so I'm not going to include any of the library book sale haul books in this video. I'm just going to do the ones that I hauled from other sources and the ones that I'm unhauling. So it looks good on paper, but it's not because of the library book sale haul. But I will tell you, at the beginning of February 1st, I had 376 unread books on my shelf. At the end of February, I had 378. So it only went up by 2, which is awesome. Part of it is this unhaul. Part of it is what I've read. I definitely hauled more than 2 books from the library book sale. So even though it went up, I'm still kind of proud of myself. That's weird, but it's fine. It's fine. The library book sale is only once a quarter. So I anticipate every 3 months I'm going to do a little spike, but as long as I'm reading them, it's okay. Right. So let's just get into it. I am going to be honest with you guys. I have already filmed this video once and there was no sound on it, because it was connected to my child's headphone. So there was sound. It wasn't me, but it was my child. Or my children. And, I'm guessing you don't want to hear that. So I am going to go through these again. Most of these unhauls, I'm going to do the unhaul stack first. And most of them are books that I've read and just didn't love. And so I'm going to put them on Pango or put them in our little free library box and let somebody else get them. So the first one is The Lost Letters by Sarah Mitchell. This is a story that I just didn't love. Same with How Sweet the Sound by Amy Sorrell. This one has really high ratings on Goodreads. It's a slow, a Southern coming of age story kind of, and it just wasn't for me. Then When We Believed in Mermaids by Barbara O'Neill. Again, super high ratings on Goodreads. I just thought it was okay. So there's that. Then we have a kind of an exception, Kilman Creek. This is number 2 in her Stillhouse Lake series, I think it's called. And I am really interested in the series. However, this is number 2 and I can't find number 1 for a price that I'm wanting to pay. So this is in brand new condition. I don't know where I got it. Probably at the library book sale or the Friends of the Library thing. It's one that's been on my shelf for a long time. And I don't know. I just am not going to keep it because if if somebody else is looking for number 2 or has read number 1 and wants this, that's great because it's going to be so long before I find number 1. If I do find it, I'll try it before I worry about having this one. Then we have one that's kind of controversial, The Queen's Cook by Tessa Afshar. So again, everybody loves this. It has really high Goodreads ratings, and I just didn't like it. It had a mix of so many genres. It was way too political for me. It's about an unreal character. So this is a biblical fiction about a woman who is hired to work in Queen Esther's kitchen, and she, I like the relationship between her and Queen Esther, but the rest of it, I just didn't love. So I'm going to unhaul this, and I actually didn't even read it physically. I read it on audio, and so this is an untouched, brand new book going on Pango. Then we've got Before I Knew by Jamie Beck, another one that I read and was just fine, and another one that I didn't read physically, so it's untouched, brand new. It kind of hurts me to do that. But then we have The House on Mulberry Street. It was a cute book, but I unhauled the rest of the series as I read them, so I don't feel any need to keep this one. But that spring cover, man, that shouts spring. So these books have such cute covers that I'm almost tempted to keep them. But as you can tell, I don't have space on my shelves for books that I don't love. So there's that. And then we've got Running from the Law by Lisa Scottolini. Again, I really like Lisa Scottolini. This one was just fine for me. I love her writing style, but the plot was just, I just wasn't that invested. So we're going to put it in the little free library box and see what we can swap it for. And then last in the unhauls is Esther's Notebook. This is a set of 52, 56, 65, I don't know, some set of comics about a girl named Esther. Now, look at how many words are on this page and look how large this book is. This is a huge reason. I started to read this, truthfully. and for my book haul revisit, and I didn't like Esther. She was crass. She starts at like age 9, and I think she goes to being a teenager or preteen at least, and I didn't like her. But really, I don't like the format. Like, it is almost any time I have to physically read, I'm holding a baby, feeding a baby, doing multiple things, and this clunker, like, one, I'm 35 years old, and I feel like my eyes, I have to be like, what is going on? So, like, trying to see the teeny tiny font and also hold this massive book is just not a pleasant experience. So I'm going to let this go. So that's all the unhauls, strictly unhauls. Now I'm hauling 8, I think. And however, only 6 of them are going on my TBR shelf because one is one that I've already read, so I'm hauling and unhauling it. And then the other is one that I've already read and just wanted a copy for my shelf. So the one that I read and I'm going to unhaul is Women in White Coats, and it says how the first women doctors changed the world of medicine. So this is a story told, or it's not a story, it is a nonfiction. And I think part of it was my expectation. I thought it was a fiction story where I could like really attach to the characters, and that's not the case with this. This is the early 1800s. Women were dying and stuff, and so this book is not about the first female doctors. It is about the first females who have like inserted themselves into the medical education system. And so like and she talks about how like women have been healers, doctors, for since the start of the time, that women have been caretakers and things, and yet women were not given a place in education. And so I was really interested to hear about like how women got into the education system, and I like that. But this was just really dry, and I think it was just a problem between expectations and reality, what it is. It says for fans of Hidden Figures and Radium Girls, and I haven't read either of those, I don't think, but I really want to, and I'm interested in the topic. This just was not the writing style for me. So that's a haul that's actually an unhaul as well. And then the one that I really wanted was A Bit Much by Lindsay Rush. So this is a set of poetry by Lindsay Rush, and it's all just about being a female, being a woman in today's culture. And I listened to this on audio as well as read it on ebook, but it was like weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks before I could get a physical copy. And I love these kind of poems. I love to refer back to them, and so I wanted a copy for myself. And you guys, I paid full price for this. I never pay full price for books, but it's that good. It is that good. And just some of them are so relatable, and just, yeah, I love this. So this one I have already read. So now let's talk about the 6 that I hauled and have not read. So first we have This Summer Will Be Different by Carly Fortune. So I've read her other 2 books, and I am like, one of my favorite books of all time is Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. And so I haven't loved any of her books. I think I've given them like 3.5 stars. But this one is, this summer they'll keep their promise. This summer they won't give in to temptation. This summer will be different. So it's about Lucy. She's a tourist vacationing at a beach house in Prince Edward Island. Felix is the local who shows her a very good time. Only problem is Lucy doesn't know he's her best friend's younger brother. Lucy and Felix, their chemistry is unreal, but the reasons they have to stay away from each other is long, and they vow to never repeat the night. So each year she goes there, and yeah, this summer will be different. So I am excited to see what I think about this, because I want to love her books, and she's got another one coming out. And like I said, she's been a 3.5 star author for me, so not awful, but not an all-time favorite, and I want to see where I land with this one. Then we have Lean on Me by Pat Simmons. So this is about a woman who I think is a caretaker for her great aunt who is struggling with dementia, and her neighbor or something. Yeah, her neighbor accuses her of elder neglect, and he doesn't realize how his threats to have Aunt Tweet taken away add to Tabitha's pain. He gets to know both of them, and she finds herself leaning on him more and more. I think it's a friends to lovers romance, maybe, with that kind of heavier background. So, yeah, short chapters too. So this is going to be a good one. Then we have The Dog Who Danced by Susan Wilson. She writes a lot of dog books, and it says multiple hankies, dog lovers. This is an emotional read, so I have no doubt this is going to tear my heart apart. But this is about a woman named Justine. She has lost her mother, her home, her son, and the bright spot in her life is her dog. And then the dog goes missing, and yeah, she's summoned back to her childhood home, and something happens that separates them. And so the dog goes missing, and then a couple, I think, finds the dog. And the couple is struggling after the loss of a child, and they are kind of, together but not. And I think this dog, like, brings them together, and then we have to decide who does the dog belong to. And we don't currently have a pet, but because our dog died when my second kid was little, and, like, little, and I just haven't had the heart to get another one, / like, the time to clean up more messes. But gosh, I have such bad puppy fever, especially as spring is coming. So we'll see if I can handle that one. Then we have Slay Like a Mother, How to Destroy What's Holding You Back So You Can Live the Life You Want by Catherine Winch. So this is a nonfiction, obviously. And it says, you need this book if you're a people pleaser by day and an overthinker by night. Hey, it's me. The negative voice in your head is the meanest girl you know. Check number 2. You feel broken and believe you must hide the brokenness to be loved. In this emotionally charged how-to guide, you'll laugh, you'll cry, and you'll discover eye-opening lessons about the mask you're wearing, your unrealistic expectations, and the difference between struggling and suffering. So looking through this, I know there is some journal stuff, some charts, and all sorts of things. So this will be a fun one to read physically when you just need a little nonfiction. So there's that. And then we have The Adults by Caroline Hulse. So this is Caroline and Matt are no longer together, but they decided it'd be best for their daughter to have a normal family Christmas. They can't agree on whose idea it was to go to the Happy Forest Holiday Park or who said they should bring their new partners, but someone did, and it's too late to pull the plug. So Claire brings her new boyfriend. Matt brings the new love of his life, and Scarlett brings her imaginary friend. She's 7, and my daughter's 7, so that's kind of fun. Let's see. Together, the 5 or 6 of them grit their teeth over forced fun activities, drink a little too much after bedtime, overshare classified secrets about their past, and before you know it, their holiday is a powder keg that ends where this novel begins, with a tearful, frightened call to the police. What happened? They said they'd all be adults about this. So I'm guessing it starts with like a, bang, and it says the transcript of the 911 call, and then it goes back and tells us what happened. And I love stories like that. So there's this. But is this a holiday book? Like, is this a Christmas book? Do I need to put this on my Christmas shelf? Can I read it anytime? Do any of you guys know? Let me know if you do. And then last is The Rehearsals by Annette Christie. So this is about a couple who, it's a Groundhog's Day trope. So it says, Megan and Tom are heading into what's supposed to be their magical wedding weekend on beautiful San Juan Island. Inseparable since college, each has long dreamed of this day and bringing their very difficult worlds together, or different worlds together at last. But with 2 difficult families, 12 years of history, and all too many painful secrets, they find that things go quickly wrong. After a disastrous rehearsal dinner, they vow to call the whole thing off, only to wake up the next morning stuck in a time loop together. So are they really destined to live the worst day of their lives over and over? And what happens if their wedding day doesn't arrive? So, yeah, I love that trope. I love books that play with time, so I'm really excited to read this. So that is everything that I'm hauling and unhauling, minus the library book sale haul. So like I said, I'm hoping that'll be up next week because I've got 2 full bags, one of middle grade, one of adult books, and I can't wait to talk about them and put them on my shelves and do all the things. So, but overall, for February, not a bad month. I'm up 2, but that's okay. That's okay. So let me know if there's any of these that I should prioritize. And thank you guys again. If you want any of these books, they're on Pango. They will be on Pango by the time you see this, I hope. So thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next one.